everyone, how's life and welcome to another one of my videos. Today I am in Disneyland Paris and I thought I would show you 10 more details in the parks that you may have missed. So the first detail that you may have missed is actually at the very entrance of Disneyland Paris. It's on the railway station over there and it's almost hidden in the logos of the design. So under that Disneyland Paris sign up there, you can see the main railroad design logo over here. So you've got the RR, but also behind that you might be able to spot an E and a D. And if you look closely, you might be able to see that ED in other areas of the station as well. So again, over here we've got ED. RR. Now the RR obviously stands for railroad, but what about the ED? Well, as probably some of you already know, Disneyland Paris wasn't always called Disneyland Paris. For its first few years of opening, it was actually called Euro Disneyland, so that's where the ED comes from, Euro Disneyland Paris. And after a couple of years, this is basically some history for you, they decided to rebrand the name and change it into Disneyland Paris because they thought this would be a bit more romantic and make people want to visit a bit more. Disneyland Paris had a tragic opening, if you didn't know. I can make a whole video about that if you want me to, so leave a comment down below. Now, one of my absolute favorite details that a lot of people miss in Disneyland Paris, and to be honest, I didn't really know about this either until last year myself, and it has something to do with that light behind me. We're on Main Street at the moment, and at the top of it, to be more precise. So yeah, as you know, Main Street USA is meant to be set in the 1800s, and so when we first start our journey on Main Street, if you look at the lamps are gas lamps, as you can see the one over here. And as we continue walking down Main Street USA, again, you can spot some gas lamps around the street. So there's another one just over there. It's not an old school gas lamp. And here we've got another gas light over here as we slowly but surely approach the castle until we get to this very last gas light over here. And then afterwards, if we continue walking slowly but surely towards the castle, we get to this area here that has a sign that says Edison Avenue. And look at the lamp above it. It's no longer a gas light, it's an electric lamp, and that's because Edison Avenue, Thomas Edison, he invented the light bulb and electricity. So how cool is that? The next detail that you may have missed in Disneyland Paris is one that is more to do with your ears and listening rather than seeing. So right next to Market House Deli, there's this little terrace area with some chairs and seats, and when the weather's nice, you can sit here and enjoy a meal. But have you ever noticed some of the sounds coming from that window over there, which is where some piano lessons are taking place?
Now, continue and I shall return in a moment. Very good.
The fourth detail that you may have missed in Disneyland Paris can actually be found in Emporium on Main Street USA, and it's by the cashiers behind me. So for all you Walt Disney World fans out there, have you ever noticed that behind one of the cashiers here, you've got a poster of Emporium, but not the Emporium from Disneyland Paris, the one from Orlando. It actually says down below, Orlando, Florida. And then right next to the Orlando one, on the other cashier, there's another poster that has the Emporium from California. So again, you can see Los Angeles, California under the Emporium design over there. Next time you're shopping in Emporium in Disneyland Paris, make sure to check those out. Now the next detail you may have missed is another one of my favorites, and it can be found inside New Century Boutique over here, otherwise known as Flora's Boutique. So let's go inside the shop so I can show you exactly how cool this detail is. Once you come inside Flora's Boutique, by the cashier over here on the left hand side, you might spot this very old school phone. But the fun thing is, if you pick it up, and you're allowed to pick it up and listen to it, you might be able to listen to a conversation.
Just a false alarm, I guess. Well, then give us a name, listen. I got an important phone call to me. Okay then, talk to you later.
Yeah, it's pretty cool. I mean, the conversation goes on and on, but it's like old conversations as well, again from back in the 1800s. I think it's pretty cool anyway. The next detail is one that you've probably all seen but maybe not paid enough attention to, and it's just in front of Phantom Manor over here in Frontierland. Obviously Phantom Manor is meant to be a haunted house, so quite spooky, and so in front of it you've got all these trees that also add so much to the vibe of Phantom Manor, and these are real trees, they're not just like decorations or plastic trees. I mean, look at the branches on the trees. Look how spooky they are and creepy. The attention to detail in Disneyland Paris is just incredible. I mean, even down to their plants and trees in front of the attractions. The next fun detail that I want to share with you can actually be found in the queue of Hyperspace Mountain behind me. So you can see on that bridge over there, just in front of Space Mountain, the signs, the logos, all have the initials of DM, which again doesn't make sense considering the ride is called Space Mountain, so it should be SM. But that's because back back in the 90s, before Space Mountain was even built, the project that they had actually planned wasn't going to be called necessarily Space Mountain. It was meant to be called Discovery Mountain, and it was going to take over the whole of Discoveryland more or less, and Space Mountain was just going to be a very small part of it. So that's why, whilst on some of the signs you can see the initials of SM, like on this one here, on some of the more prominent ones over there, like on the bridge, they still have the DM initial standing for Discovery Mountain. I kind of hope they keep them. I feel like one day they're probably going to remove these as well and change them to SM, but I think having the DMs over there for Discovery Mountain is a nice little homage to history and what Discoveryland could have been. I mean, don't get me wrong, I love Discoveryland, but the idea that they initially had for this land was going to be even better, and I kind of wish that would have happened, but of course because of money issues they weren't able to do this. If you want to find out more about the history of Space Mountain, formerly known as Discovery Mountain, make sure you subscribe to my channel because I will be making a video very, very soon about basically the very, very interesting history of how Space Mountain came to be and what it was going to be like initially. The 8th detail that you may have missed can be found in Frontierland, more or less in front of Big Thunder Mountain, around the Thunder Mesa area. And you'd be forgiven if you haven't spotted these, because to see these you have to look on the ground, on the floor. As you can see, there's one over there. This is a horseshoe, and if you keep going, there's another one over there and another one just around here as well. And the horseshoe little emblems just keep going and going until you get to Big Thunder Mountain over there. We are in Fantasyland for this next detail, and did you know that in front of the Snow White attraction over here, from time to time you might be able to spot the evil queen just peeking through from that window. There you go, she's just come out from that window, the evil queen with her evil look, just keeping an eye out on the guests down there. And finally, number 10, so the 10th detail that you may have missed here in Disneyland Paris can be found here in Adventureland, just in front of Cool Post behind me. So over here, as you can see, there are some Coca-Cola boxes everywhere by Cool Post, and then there's another one just over here, and you can actually open this one, and before I open it, just make sure you listen to the sound. Here we go. No, I don't drink Coke, I don't drink any fizzy drinks, but the sound that it makes is meant to kind of be a replica of when you open a can of Coke, so let's just do it one more time. Pretty cool, right? But that is it for this video. That was 10 more details that you may have missed in Disneyland Paris. If you haven't checked out my previous video with more details, so the first one of this series, I'll leave the link down below, but also make sure you subscribe for more videos like this because there are even more details, trust me. But yeah, please like this video as well if you enjoyed it, so that I know you like these sort of videos, because I really enjoy making them. I find these facts about Disneyland Paris so much fun, and I love sharing them with you, and I really hope you enjoy them as well. Also, do let me know in the comments down below which one of the facts or details was your favorite. Did you know of any of them? Did you find any of them interesting? And that is it. This is one of the reasons I love this park so much, because there are so many hidden gems in it, and like I said, there are so many more that I can do. So make sure you subscribe for more videos like this. Thank you so much for watching, and I will see you in the next one. Bye bye.